Hi, how y'all doing today? Today is going to be my video on Windows PowerShell, the Try Hack Me room. So, introduction into Windows PowerShell. Learning objectives is going to be learn what PowerShell is and its capabilities, understand the basic structure of PowerShell's language, and learn and run some basic PowerShell commands. Understand PowerShell's many complex applications in the cybersecurity industry. So, what it is, a brief history of the PowerShell. PowerShell was developed to overcome the limitations of existing command line tools and scripting environments in Windows. In the early 2000s, as Windows was increasingly used in complex enterprise environments, and traditional tools like Command.exe and batch files fell short in automating and managing these systems. Microsoft needed a tool that would help handle more sophisticated and administrative tasks and interact with Windows modern APIs. So, basically, it's the better Command.exe, essentially. They created a new platform that would connect and synchronize better with advanced systems. So, the question states, what do we call the advanced approach used to develop PowerShell? It is going to be object-oriented. So, moving on. The basics. Before continuing in PowerShell's journey, let's connect to our lab environment. So, a little machine right there that's going to give you the answers for moving forward. Um, moving down, in the next window. Yep. Moving down, basic syntax explains the syntax is right there. Basic CMD LETS or commandlets, whatever you want to call it. Moving down gives you info right there. Well, I say info, it's more so command structures right here. Where to find and download them. Be right here. Command property pattern right there. And all right, moving on to the questions. How would you retrieve a list of commands that start with the verb remove? For the sake of this question, avoid using of quotes or in your answer. So the answer would be for this question, get command name remove. What CMDLET has a traditional counterpart echo as an alias, so it'd be right output as echo. What is the command to retrieve some example usage, or command to retrieve example usage of the CMDLET new local user? So get help new local user dot or space example. Navigating the file system and working with the files. These are the files right here, and you just go through them. Set location. So if you want to access a file, you have to put set location. So obviously one of the names, and then the document in that file. So item, copy item, get content. What CMDLET can you use instead of a traditional Windows command type or type? Get content, basically. Command right there. That is the command. What PowerShell command would you use to display the content of the user's directory? Get child item path this drive users. How many items are displayed by the command described in the previous question? It's going to be 4. 4 items are displayed. Moving on, piping, filtering, and sorting. Represented by the piping is going to be this symbol right here, basically. Put it in short terms. Moving on to the questions. How would you retrieve the items in the current directory with size greater than 100? So get child item. What is it called? Pipe. So get child item piping. Where object property length get or GT 100. So moving on. System and network information. System info is going to be another command that we're going to use, and get computer info is going to be a new command. Other than your current user and the default administrator account, what other user is enabled on the target machine? And the user pirate is uh pirate is enabled. Yeah. This lad has hidden his account among the others with no regard for our beloved captain. What is the motto he used so bluntly put as his account's description? A merry life and a short one. That's what he put. Now, a small challenge to put it all together. This shady lad that we just found hidden among the local users has his own home folder in the Drive users directory. Can you navigate the system file system and find the hidden treasure inside the pirate's home? So, THM Pearl in the Ash 311. There you go. Ooh, excuse me. Real-time system analysis. Get process and get service. Those are uh, two new commands, along with get net CP connection is uh, another new command. Down, up, along with get file hash, which is used. We're actually going to use it for this one right here, which it gives you the hash whenever you use the get file hash command. What property retrieved by the default get net TCP connection contains information about the process, and it's the owning process. Stated right there. It's time for another small challenge. Some vital services has been installed on this pirate ship to guarantee that the captain can always navigate safely, but something isn't working. As expected, the captain wonders why. Investigating, they find out the truth. At least, the service has been tampered with. The shady lad from before has modified the service display name to reflect his very own motto, the same that he has put in his user description. With this information and the PowerShell knowledge that you have built so far, can you find the service name? And the service name is the Pirate S. Scripting. Invoke command is a big one, and get help is what you can use for consulting. So get help invoke command name runs invoke explanation. Yeah, example. For the answer for the question, what is the syntax to execute the command to get service on a remote computer named Royal Fortune? Assume you don't need to provide credentials to establish a connection. And moving into it, it's going to be invoke dash command dash computer name Royal Fortune dash script block brackets get service. And the conclusion. Thank you very much for